Welcome in. I'm Brady, the offseason GM, and this is your channel for everything NFL. We're going to get right into it. These are 5 players who will break into stardom or are going to become stars this next year. Overall, my criteria is fairly simple. First, how talented is the player? Are they good at something, and what are they good at? Second is the consistency. How consistent were they last year, and is it something that can be improved? The third is the analysis of the developmental traits. So really, an example is looking at the route running of a receiver and seeing if there's the nuances that they have. So with that said, we're going to start off with 3 honorable mentions. The first one is Patriots cornerback J.C. Jackson. His high pointing of the ball and ball skills in general is just exceptional, and it shows. He was the leader in interceptions last year. So one game to really watch the ball skills and that high pointing of the ball, and also his use of leverage, is the second game against the Buffalo Bills, where he was tasked with covering Stephon Diggs play to play, and you know what? He shut him down the whole game. So really makes me confident that he could be the next breakout star, but he doesn't quite make this list just because he's we're not going to see the same level of competition as long as Gilmore is there. If Gilmore gets traded, then I'm more confident that J.C. Jackson can be a star. But as of right now, he's just an honorable mention. Number 2 on the list is Michael Onwenu, guard from the Patriots. I'm not a Patriots homer, but Onwenu was something special last year. Coming out of Michigan, he was 390 pounds and dropped to about 355, 360, but still kept that power and ability to drive, and his hands too. And it showed. He played right tackle, left guard, right guard, and showed the versatility that was just exceptional. The crazy thing is he was a 6th rounder, and to get that kind of production as a 6th rounder is it's insane. You don't see it. Like we will likely not see another guard like that play at that level. In the run game, he was really where he made his money, where he was just a force. His ability to drive and use his hands was exceptional. Really, in the passing game is where he needs to improve to take that next step and to become a star. He gave up 3 sacks last year. Largely, it's an awareness thing too. He did play right tackle. He'll likely play left guard or right guard this year. I believe he'll play left guard. But being able to better use his left tackle and center, kind of an awareness thing, and being able to pick up stunts and pressures a little bit better is going to be advantageous to him. I really think it's just a experience, a year-to-year thing that he'll be able to get better at, though. But overall, his balance and ability to stay center and square when he lines up with defensive tackles and drive them is just, it's fun to watch. Really think he's going to be something special in the years to come. He doesn't make the list. Number 3, as an honorable mention, is Mike Williams, the receiver out of the Los Angeles Chargers. So he was initially going to be my 5th, and I was fairly confident, but really the more you dig in, the more you kind of go, what is hindering this guy from being such a superstar? He was the 7th overall pick in 27 draft. He's got just a vertical leap for days, and he brings down everything that touches his hand. Opponents to why he's not number 5, and he's just an honorable mention, and also why I think he's going to be a star. The new system Joe Lombardi is bringing in, he was the ex-quarterback coach for the New Orleans Saints. He's going to be bringing in a similar outside X where Mike Williams should be playing this role more. And with that said, the depth of target was relatively deep for Williams, and so he didn't get as many targets. He got 81 in 2018, 85 in 2019, and then 81 again this past year. So not very much targets, but the average depth of target was about 14.8. With him moving to the X role, we should see a jump in his targets. What I'm counting on is to see more yardage and to see him become this reliable chain move for Justin Herbert. May end up being a 1A, 1B situation with Keenan Allen and him. The biggest component, though, and why he really gets left off this list is that volume. So we're hoping to see a big target jump for him. So now, the moment everybody's been waiting for, number 5 on the list. And it's every content creator's favorite guy right now. It's Devin Bush, linebacker for the Steelers. Listen, this guy is an absolute athletic freak. He gets everywhere quickly. But really what held him, well, he obviously had the ACL injury. I believe it was in week 6. And you know, that kind of hindered the development year 2. But what we saw in the first 5 games really was exceptional play. The Steelers ask a little bit more of their linebackers than most other teams do. So he's asked to blitz, he's asked to cover, he's asked to be a force in the run. Really, he is the quarterback of that defense. And I think we'll really see this next step, this next evolution in the coverage game from Bush, which was lacking. And then also just that overall recognition play to play. So with that said, the pass coverage, it wasn't great. Should get better year to year, and especially with Bush's athleticism, there really isn't much stopping him other than the route recognition and the ability to cover man on man. In zone coverage and his drops, he's getting quicker and quicker. We'll see that big jump when he's able to play better and in man and cover out of the backfield. But overall, the ability to blitz and use his leverage, use his hands, and get to the quarterback is also fun to watch. So look for Devin Bush to be an absolute superstar this year, and most likely be the Steelers' best player on the team. He certainly has that potential. So number 4 is rookie Jamar Chase for the Cincinnati Bengals. So we haven't had a breakout superstar wide receiver in like the past 10 years, right? No. Justin Jefferson, his teammate from LSU, did the same thing last year. Justin Jefferson had 1,400 yards as a rookie. It's tough to set expectations so high for a rookie, but Jamar Chase is one of those guys that can do it. Absolutely. But really the three biggest traits that stand out for Chase is, 1, the physicality. Every route he runs, he's looking to bully the cornerback. And it's just fun to watch. You may see some offensive pass interference penalties the first year or 2, and that's because the transition from college to NFL, they're going to be looking at these receivers a little bit more, and they're going to be looking at how much Chase is going to be pushing off on the routes. But the physicality is great, and he's going to dominate smaller cornerbacks. The route running, the second part, is already NFL caliber, I would say. Some of the nuances aren't there just yet. He uses his leverage exceptionally well, and he boxes out cornerbacks. So simple route like a slant, he's able to basically use his frame and his physicality to box out that cornerback and give his quarterback, Joe Burrow, a bigger avenue, a bigger lane to throw the ball. A lot more margin for error. In a few articles I've wrote about him, I really say he makes the quarterback better, and it's because he allows for that bigger margin for error. And the third and final thing about Jamar Chase you gotta know is his body control is just out of this world exceptional. It's something that just cannot be taught, and it's something that just happens natural. He doesn't even think about it. When he's in the air, he's contorting his body in a way that allows him to make a catch and come down with it a little bit easier. You see a guy like Mike Williams from the Chargers, going back to him, he will go up for the ball, but then he'll just fall on his back, and then we go, oh man, that guy's injured. It's like, whoa. Jamar Chase has this instinctual ability to land on his feet and keep going. It's just one of those things where you just don't see it every day. So look for him to become just a superstar his first year. I really believe he could break the 1,400 yards Justin Jefferson set. There's that, but look for Jamar Chase to just be a star. Number 3 on the list is Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle for the Titans. This guy is an absolute athletic freak. Really, when we talk about him in the run, he's the Titans' run defense up the middle. Not even deceptively, he's just straight up athletic freak. He's got 34-inch arms, and he just uses them so well. Really, the leverage that he gains from his arms, and then the ability to bull rush and just push guards back is out of this world. It's just fun to watch, is really what it is. He mostly plays 3-tech, but again, he can line up anywhere on the defensive interior, and he can really be a force. The run game is already stout. The passing game, he shows that as a pass rusher, he shows flashes of just dominance, of just this elite level pass rusher, play to play. We just see sometimes he disappears in the passing game. He has this push pull ability where he just gets by defenders, and then right when he does get by guards, he has this explosive first step where he's just in the quarterback's face, and they're just surprised. The other thing is he's going to be drawing more double teams, so he might not have this elite statistical, output year of like 15 sacks like Aaron Donald does, but he's going to be creating more one-on-one opportunities for other edge rushers with the Titans, and he's going to be the guy they game plan offenses game plan around him. Really, the pass rushing, he's winning with quickness, he's winning with bursts, he's winning with power, and then that leverage just gives him that ability. So if we see more consistency from him play to play, really think he's going to be that next superstar. But overall, it's scary to see his ascension. He had that top 5 talent coming out, but just the ACL injury in the offseason hindered his ability to develop his first year. So I really think we're going to see a massive step. Number 2 on the list is Laviska Shenault, receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And oh boy, this guy is an absolute horse. 6'1", 227 pounds. He is exceptional. Most phases of the game, lots of analysis will just say he's a football player, he's just that guy. But really, like we're talking about basically a running back playing the receiver position. But over the first year with the Jags, he developed week to week in his route running. Analysts will say, oh, well, he only had a low depth of target. It was about 6.6 yards depth of target. But really, it was because of the quarterback play. Gardner Minshew was a dump-off kind of guy, and lots of the targets were around that shorter, shallower area. So really, I think we're going to see a huge jump, one in the route running. We're going to see some of the nuances that were shown in the last couple games, where he was able to leverage more defenders and box them out. He's such a big guy that he has the natural body control already, but really it was just these small nuances, getting lower in your breaks when you're making a cut. Those will certainly improve. It was one of the things that was raw about him coming out of college, was he just didn't know how to run routes because he was this versatile, dynamic player. He played Wildcat for a few of Colorado's rushing snaps, and overall, really think we're going to see a deeper depth of target, but we're also going to see more red zone opportunity, which he only got 10 red zone targets. And after this year, I really think we're going to see him overtake DJ Chark as the wide receiver 1 for the Jags. The biggest barrier for him is going to be injuries, making sure he can stay healthy, stay on the field. Sometimes has those soft tissue injuries. So, number 1 is Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle for the Jets. This guy is just mammoth power-wise, and he uses his leverage and body control so well, but also he's so big, and he's got this dynamic quickness. Just this first step burst is really what throws guards and centers off. In the passing game, this quickness really shows up, and just it's fun to watch again. Really, the difference between him and Jeffrey Simmons is going to be Williams will see more of the double teams, and he's going to be able to fight through more of them, which is something that Simmons dealt with and was still developing. Williams has that technique where he can swim through and split the double teams, and he uses his size and his leverage really in a really good capacity. As a run defender, he's already made remarkable strides. His first year, he didn't have a very good season, and you kind of saw the speed of the game and the power of the guards and tackles and centers be a little too much, where he showed flashes, but it just wasn't there consistently. Then in year 2, we just saw a way more consistent player, more stronger player, where he was able to anchor down and really get make offenses have to go around him and have to plan for him. So I really think this year we're going to see a lot more, and we're going to see the end total of the sacks, the pressures, and then the total run stops just skyrocket. And he's going to be the centerpiece of this defense. Overall, I have the highest confidence he's going to be the next superstar in our league, and I think he's going to be a top 5 defensive tackle. So that's the list, guys. Who did I miss as the next breakout candidate, the next superstar? Leave your comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my page and check out my next video, which is going to be the next superstars for the NFC.